take just a couple more questions and then move to table conversation.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdul Halim Mustafa. I'm on the Quest. You brought an issue I haven't heard before from anyone, is to go to someone and talk to them and you don't have the ultimate truth. I'm talking about belief now, not politics or buy and sell. What did bring you to really I wanted to understand what did go to your mind to come and talk to me and still think that I might have the truth. Even though when I talk to you, I do believe, solemnly believe that I have the ultimate truth. Thank you.
And I'll just give you a couple personal examples I have. One I would just say is an ecumenical one, and that is when the Pope was talking about how do we handle the divorce remarriage question, he pointed to the Orthodox. He said they have a better solution than we do. Okay, that's the Pope saying it. You know, inviting us to look at other faiths and find insights that are lacking, or fullness of perspective lacking in our own. Another one is this. Some years ago, I visited Jordan, and it was during Ramadan. And we had a driver who was Muslim and who was taking us around. And to watch him in those days with the fast, and to watch, we were going long days, but we were eating. He was not eating, during the daytime, and not drinking. And to watch that made me understand there's a level of fidelity to God there that is powerful, and that sadly we don't have in our community as much. We do without meat on Fridays and Lent, think it's doing a lot, But that's where you encounter that. It's not, there is a beauty and a profoundness to that level of commitment, and a beautiful commitment that says to me that in Islam, for example, that there's something that speaks profoundly of God's presence there. And so that's what I mean by the insight. Sometimes they're cognitive, very often they're not. I think our insights that are not cognitive are usually more important. Great. Let's go to table talk then. Oh, there's one more. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isam Agrici. I work for Helping Hand for Relief and Development. Also very involved at the North County Islamic Foundation. Thank you for your beautiful, inspiring speech. And I have a few questions. One main question, but I just want to make a remark. I'm blessed to know at least maybe, a dozen people from this gathering. And I want to challenge everybody here to leave today, before leaving today, to actually be able to recognize as many people as possible the next time we gather. Sadly, photos and videos of such gathering do not go viral. Sadly, biased news channels do not report such beautiful events. But thank God for social media. And you mentioned something about young people, and I would love for you to inspire us and tell us a couple of things that we can do to attract more young people to religious work. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm setting up a task force on young adults precisely because I don't have the answers. Okay, but when you point to social media, I know it's there. I was part of a task force in San Francisco on young adults, and it was all young adults. I was not actually allowed to be on it. I would go to all the meetings, but I was not a young adult anymore, so I was not allowed to be on it. But what stunned me was the whole way of doing things was different. The way they had meetings and chat rooms and all different ways of doing things to get things done. But also the role of social media was so profound and had both good and bad implications. But if used well, have wonderful abilities to do exactly what you're talking about. To take a message that has depth, and beauty and is inspiring and faith-filled, and get it into the hands of people. And so I think that is something for us to work in an interfaith way with on many different issues. Interestingly, when I was a pastor, we used to have our staff meeting every year, and we try to figure out what should we focus on in a given year. And one year we decided to focus on individual prayer, which we didn't spend a lot of time on usually as a focus thing in the parish. So what we did was we decided we'd take 4 Sundays during the year and focus on the theme of prayer. And I'd give a homily one Sunday, and then the third Sunday, the parochial vicar, the associate pastor, would give one. But on the second, fourth Sundays, we showed this is how bad I am at this stuff, a DVD sort of thing, okay? But that we made ourselves, which was interviewing, and it goes back to the question, thanks, of stories, of interviewing parishioners about their prayer life. And so we sat down and we came up with 22 names of parishioners of all different ages and types that we wanted to interview, and then you'd edit it very carefully. And there were 2 questions. The first week the question was, what's the meaning of prayer in your life? And the second was, how do you structure prayer into your daily life? We didn't pick the absolute holiest people in the parish because we thought, well, people saw the kind of saintly types, it wouldn't appeal to them because they said, oh yeah, they're saints. So we picked people who really were involved in very. I called 22 people on the phone and asked them to do this. Do you know how many said yes? 22. 22. I was stunned. I wouldn't have said yes. No, seriously, because I said to them, we're going to interview your prayer life, and then, we're going to splice it up and then have segments at the masses on together. So, but we did that, and it was just profound, and it touched people because it was social media in a sense. It wasn't the most sophisticated social media. But it was beautifully done, and it touched people because it brought their stories in that way. So we do have some capacity to do that. I had to laugh on the second week because the question was, how do you structure prayer in your life? And when I was going to school, everything I've been taught was, for spirituality, you should have a proper time, a proper space, the lighting should be right, all these different things. Oh no, these people were, the time was, you know what the number one time for prayer was? Commute, walking the dog, doing dishes. But it was great because that communicated to people there is a realistic way of doing this and meaningfully doing it. So anyway, I think you need much more creative minds than I have to begin to think on this. But I do think there's some wonderful resources that are now available in the wonders of this modern world that really can allow us to do some of exactly what you're saying we need to do.
Thank you again, Bishop.